Yes, indeed. All eyes in Cape Town. Let's cross now to our reporter, Mzwandile Mbeje, who's watching the final touch-ups to tomorrow's big event, and that's the State of the Nation address. Mzwai, thanks very much indeed for joining us. So give us a sense of readiness and preparedness for tomorrow's all-important speech.
Oh, well, very good afternoon to you, Peter. In fact, if I just looked over my shoulder here, I'm sure you can see some people lining up there. It's basically some of those dress rehearsals before the big occasion tomorrow. So it looks like everything is really ready. It's all systems go. I mean, we did have an opportunity earlier to speak to the presiding officers, particularly the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mayor Modise, who obviously was with President Ramaphosa. The men of the moment, the men everyone would be looking forward to. What is it that he's going to say? Remember, the country is going through, Peter, a number of difficulties at the moment. So that message, that speech, that word he will utter will be closely watched, because it must bring hope. And of course, that's what he actually told us, that he actually will be saying things that will be very important. He will be speaking to all South Africans, and speaking to all South Africans basically meaning, so he will be able to touch on all those concerns that are being raised. So right now, he is in dialogue with young people just not far from where we are. So he's been quite busy, and in between, Peter, he also has been going through his speech, putting some of those final touches, and basically looking for himself. In fact, as I said, we did have an opportunity to see him walk into the National Assembly, checking the teleprompter that he'll be using. You know, the issue of using the old tradition of reading newspapers, or rather reading from the scripts, maybe is dying. So he wants to be in tune with the times. But out of all of that, Peter, is the message that he will tell South Africans.
All right, and I would imagine that people like you, the media, also camped there, getting ready for this all-important event, and to try and cover it as best as we can.
Absolutely, we're here for that, Peter. We want South Africans to really know the story of South Africa. Of course, the SABC with its platforms, be it radio, be it digital, be it television channels, so will be the premier channel really to bring the story to South Africans. Of course, it has the advantage of reaching the farthest corners of our country, be it urban, be it rural, villages, everywhere, be it radio. So they will be able to hear that message from their number one citizen, who they collectively elected on the 8th of May. Of course, they were electing the party, but the system was that the person who had been put forward by the governing party was President Cyril Ramaphosa, who now carries those aspirations for them.
All right, Mzwai, you've covered a number of these State of the Nation addresses in the past, and I just wonder, do you get a sense there's something different about this one this year?
Well, I do, Peter. I mean, the fact that the economy is in such a bad shape, the fact that there are so many things that were cut out in terms of trying to save costs, the fact that everyone seems to inject that sense of urgency into what is happening does give you an indication that everyone wants to get this going. Everyone wants to see this somehow succeed. But of course, as they say, so we will only be able to conclusively say it worked when we see the results at the end of the day.
All right, Mzwai, we're going to leave it there. No doubt we'll be talking to you a lot over the coming hours and tomorrow. Thanks very much indeed. That's Mzwandile Mbeje, senior reporter there, who's in Cape Town, getting ready for the State of the Nation address tomorrow by the President.